Hey guys, what's up? This is Wedge here. Apologize, it's been a little while since I've done a video. Wanted to bring you a headset today that I recently acquired. And I really wanted to do this one because I've not seen a lot of reviews online of it on websites or on YouTube. So whenever I was debating on picking this headset up, I didn't have a whole lot of kind of feedback or user opinions or anything like that. So I took a chance because this is a brand I've never dealt with before. I've never had a headset. And this is a headset by Lucidsound. It is their LS25, which is marketed as a kind of a PC headset, but also consoles and everything kind of all in one. It is one of their lower end headsets, the LS35, I think it is, the 30 and the 20, oddly enough, are all higher end than the 25. You'd think 20 would be lesser, but I guess whatever. Anyway, but it has some really good things that I like about it, and then there's some things that I don't like. So I want to talk about those. So first thing I want to get into is the headset itself and the build quality. So as you can see here, it has kind of like the HyperX. It kind of has the fork design. However, the difference is this actually comes down and goes full circle around the ear cup. It still clips onto the ear cup right here by two hinges. You can't really see it due to the contrast, but there's these two little metal clips that go into the plastic housing for the ear cup that hold it in place. The ear cups do swivel. However, one negative thing that I will get into later is about how they swivel. Basically, they don't swivel a full 180 degrees. So even though it's a quote-unquote lay flat design, it doesn't really lay flat. You can see it kind of angles up. So it still kind of defeats the purpose because if you turn your head, you're still going to hit it against your neck or whatever. It's not terrible, but I do wish it would have turned, full 180 degrees. Or lay flat 180 degrees. So anyway, another kind of weird thing is I expected it to adjust whenever I pulled this down. I expected this to pull down just like how it does on the HyperX and the Bear Dynamics. However, the adjustment is actually up here on the actual headband itself. So this is metal all the way through. This fork design is metal. This is metal. This part right here is plastic. So the concern I have is where this hooks. You can kind of see by the swivel there, this is mostly plastic. That's not all metal right there. It's just like this little piece of metal. You can't really see it, sorry. Anyway, there's a little piece of metal there. Let me just take my word for it. So I see that possibly being an issue where it could possibly crack, could possibly break. I know with the old Monster headsets that they had come out, or headphones they had come out back in the day before Beats really kind of got huge, and Monster was actually a viable headset option. A lot of their headsets would break right along here, kind of for a similar design, because whenever you put it on your head, that's where a lot of the tension and energy is pent up. So yeah, that I'm not sure how that's going to hold up. We'll see. I mean, I have heard Lucidsound has really good build quality, and it feels good. I mean, it feels pretty substantial. There is metal going through this plastic part right here, so it has Lucidsound up on the top part. You can see that right there, Lucidsound. It does have the metal going all the way through the actual headband there, and it does have a leatherette with kind of this diamond embroidered pattern, kind of like what we've seen on the Turtle Beach headsets of the early generation, the XP4, or PX4, I'm sorry, the XP400s. We saw the same kind of design. Corsair uses a very similar kind of material and pattern as well. So on the ear cups themselves, they are leatherette right here. So you can see there's leatherette around the outsides and there's red trim. What's unique to these though is the leatherette is not actually what touches your ear. What actually touches your ear is a woven fabric. You can see where it kind of changes from the leatherette to the woven fabric. This is very similar to what Turtle Beach did with the Elite Pros, the Elite Pro 2s, and the Cloud Atlas, or not Cloud Atlas, but the Elite Atlas. So it's basically like a wicking away, material here that keeps your ear cooler and lets it breathe a little bit, and then you use the leatherette basically for noise cancellation. Now the drivers are round, as you can see. They do feel pretty good. They are 50 millimeter drivers, so they are large. Um, the one thing about the drivers that I've noticed is they're a little subdued whenever it comes to like bass and stuff like that. They do pick up on footsteps really well, which is good. They have a good sound though. I mean, for this is basically a sub. I think whenever this headset first came out, they listed it for around like $80. I ended up picking this up at GameStop on clearance for like $37. So for $37, you're not going to get much better than this as far as sound quality, build quality, and all that. Um, Whenever I put it on my head, though, one complaint that I do have is that it doesn't really seal great on my head. Like, it doesn't fit completely flat on. It doesn't lay completely flat. Sorry, it doesn't lay completely flat on my head. It kind of feels like it's going at an angle. I wish it would conform a little bit better to my head so that way I had a better seal. Because this isn't completely noise canceling. I can hear myself right now. I could hear my phone, my Apple Watch ringing. Um, so it's not going to be the best option in terms of noise canceling. It does have a boom mic, and the microphone quality is pretty good. The mic feels a little flimsy because it's just basically like a rubber material covering the wire. It does unplug, so if you choose to take the mic off, you can. You can use it as a regular headset. I don't know if I'd recommend it. It doesn't, to me, look like something that I'd want to wear out on the street. It still looks very gamery. Um, it does have one unique thing to this headset is it actually has another microphone built in, though, if you did decide to use this out on the street. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, right there. That little hole right there is actually another microphone. So if I'm out on the street, I did decide to wear these in a pinch, get a cell phone call, boom, answer, and now I can talk on this, as if, I've got a microphone because it does. I wouldn't use it for gaming. I've heard people say that it sounded far away, it sounded like I had an echo and whatnot, so I would not use it for gaming. But it is an option if you had to use it if the boom were to break, or if you forgot your boom mic, or if you just want to use it out on the street. That being said, it does come with a cable, a basically auxiliary cable. The nice thing about it is it does not have an L-shaped end, so it's just the straight ends, which I love. And it is basically a 4-pole, so easy to replace, pretty much universal. Another unique thing to this headset is the actual controls. You'll notice on the inline communicator, the inline cable, there is no mute switch. There's no volume switch. There's no nothing. So how do you adjust the volume? How do you make yourself mute? What's kind of unique to this headset, again, is on the ear cups right here on the outside, you can kind of see it swivels. See that little dot? That's actually the indicator. So if I move it all the way pointing forward, my sound is all the way up. So whenever I've got this on my head, the left ear cup, literally, okay, I've got it all the way up. Just turn it like that. It's all the way down. This right ear cup is basically for the mute. Now this one is not as easy to move. You can kind of see the headset moving a little bit as I do it. But basically in one position, it's got the mic on and mic off. So that is essentially how you mute or how you adjust the volume. Now, with that being said, the little rockers, it's cheap plastic. It doesn't feel good whenever it turns. It feels kind of loose on this one, and this one's too tight. There's no really middle ground where it feels just right. Hopefully that doesn't break. I don't know. It might. But it doesn't feel the best. Honestly, the ear cups themselves just don't feel super great. The plastic all the way around is cheap. It's light, but I understand why. You don't want this part to be heavy because this is already heavy enough as it is. So, the headset itself feels substantial, but whenever you put it on your head, the weight distributes itself well. If the ear cups were heavier, I'm afraid that basically what would happen is it wouldn't feel good on head. You'd want to take it off all the time because basically it would be too heavy. So one nice thing about this design, though, that I do have to give them crazy mad, like, props, whatever you want to say, credit, whatever, is I love the fact that the wires, let's see if I can show you here, maybe. I'm trying to get the light. The light's not wanting to work with me here. You might be able to see it on this one, but you can see these little lines running through the forks. That's actually the wire from the ear cup. So unlike the HyperX series, with the Atlas, with the clouds, Beyerdynamic with the custom game, Beyerdynamic with the MMX 300s. They all have that wire that's kind of exposed from the ear cup connecting it to the headset, which is always a concern because it's kind of loose. So, theoretically, after time, you could pull it out or it could get cut. I mean, if you're not being careful, things happen. This being embedded in the actual metal, I think is a really good design because it keeps it safe, it keeps it, kind of secured. I don't worry about catching my finger on it or something like that, or it tearing out or something like that. So those are the good things about the headset. A couple bad things I did mention. One bad thing that I don't like, that I really don't like, is I don't feel like this could be a really good travel backup headset. It really could. It could be a great headset to take on the road that if I were to throw this in a bag, I don't feel like it's going to get damaged. If I lost it, I wouldn't be terribly upset. If it broke, I wouldn't be terribly upset. The problem is it's massive. Like, it's huge. It doesn't fold down any more than this. And unlike like the HyperX series, the ear cups don't go together. So it doesn't, kind of compact in on itself. This is how it is. This is it. I mean, you can't, if you turn it, it doesn't make it any better. It's pretty substantial. It's going to take up a good little space in your, in your bag. If you get a carrying case, it's going to have to be one that accommodates for this shape as well. Most of them, usually expect the headset to kind of close in on itself. So that's a negative. It does come with the splitter cable for PC, so you get your green and your pink connector as well. So that's a good thing. It does have the auxiliary cable. It is basically a 4-pole. So I mean, all in all, it's not a bad headset. Like I said, for what the price point that I got it for, it was a no-brainer. I mean, $40. Basically, you're not going to do better than this for $40. Now, for the price point that they market it at $80, it's a little harder to recommend because at that point you've gone past, I think $69 for a cloud core, an extra $10 or $20, and you can get the HyperX Alphas or the HyperX Cloud 2s, or even the Arctis 3s. So whenever it starts getting into that upper echelon, as far as when we come to the sub $100 headsets, but that upper echelon of what you can get, I can't recommend them compared to those. Again, not saying this is a bad headset because it sounds really good. It's quite loud. I think it's 32 ohms, so you can drive it easy. But I just cannot recommend it whenever you compare it to those other headsets. I think whenever you get to those headsets, to that range, the other headsets would be a better option. And that's kind of where we're in a weird spot in this generation. Like, I remember back in the day, like, it always felt like you had to spend at least like $150 to get, a decent headset. And headset manufacturers have really done a good job of bringing the price point down to where at $100 or so, you can really get a headset that holds its own against Astros. I mean, I'm not saying Astros are the greatest thing in the world, but they're kind of the pinnacle, or what everybody, the gold standard, if you will, of gaming headsets and expectation. And, I think the Alphas hold up well against the Astros. I think the Turtle Beach Elites hold up, Elite 2s or Atlas, whatever you want to call it, they hold up well. I think the Arctis series, they hold up well. And those are all, again, sub $100 headsets. But where this falls in with those, this one kind of muddies the water. This one's just kind of average. It doesn't really do any one great thing. I can recommend the other ones for one or two features, whereas this one, it works, but that's really all it does. It doesn't have any kind of like, wow, this is unique. I mean, the controls on the ear cups, okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. However, to me, it's not like a deal breaker. It's not like a big deal. So again, I mean, I'm not going to shoot you down if if you got high hopes of getting these, because it is a good sounding headset. If you can get them for the price that I got them for, or less than $50, I'd say, yeah, absolutely, go for it. But if you're buying them at full retail price, I mean, you do what you want to do. If you like the design and everything, that's cool. You're not going to be disappointed. They sound good. But from the headsets that I have tried, and I've tried a lot that are on the channel, and then a lot that are not on the channel that I'm hoping to get reviews up soon of, like I said, I feel like you can still, there's better options out there. So that is my review for the Lucidsound, again, with a nice little logo, Lucidsound LS25. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do hope to be bringing some more reviews to the channel soon. I've just been super crazy with work and just life in general. So I do have a couple headsets. Got my hands on a set of Turtle Beach Elite Pro 2s with the actual Super Amp, which is pretty cool. So I may do a review of it very soon, and I still need to do a couple other reviews of things that I mentioned in a video before. but I will definitely try to follow up as soon as possible. In the meantime, hope this helped. And if you guys like this stuff, subscribe, like the video and everything, and I will catch you guys later.